Welcome to Creative Katie's Studio Tour. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and that way you won't miss any upcoming videos. So I promised this craft room tour a long time ago, and so I'm going to make good on a promise. I finally have the craft room set up kind of how I like it, with the new space, with the new cabinets that I have repurposed in my studio, and it's actually clean today. So let's just walk in there. So my studio now is on the main floor of our home, our new home. I'm just going to do a quick scan. So we have a low horizontal filing cabinet, and I'll show you what's in there in a minute. My paints, printer, and a huge cabinet there. And I love that I'm able to display my art on the walls, and I have shelves, and I have a window and stuff. So we have a lower filing cabinet. Now all the furniture that you see in here is something that I've repurposed. I got the filing cabinet and the storage unit and the rolly cart over there at kind of a garage sale. A school was moving into their new facility, and that's where I got it. So we'll start here, and then there will be individual pictures and explanations about the actual how things are organized. So we have the filing cabinet. Now in the filing cabinet, that's basically where all my paper stuff is stored. My big blue box has been transformed into the filing cabinet. I'm just going to move here so you can see right at the front we have all the colored papers and jelly prints sorted by color, and then I have magazine and free printables and that kind of stuff, cut and sorted according to theme as I've seen fit. And I've got some quotes and that kind of stuff. The bottom drawer is mainly storage of paper supplies, the heavy stuff, the mixed media journals and things that I will be using in the future, but I don't need to grab on a regular basis. So we have a paint carrier that my father made for me back in the day when I did folk art. So it holds all my Americana or Delta Ceramcoat craft paints in there, and arranged by color. And as you can see, I swatched the lids of all of them so I can easily see what's there. I have a plan to drill holes in the back and hang that on a wall. It is quite heavy, so I'm not sure how that will happen. So you can see I have lots of wall space in here, so I get to display, get some glare off of here, some of my watercolors, some of my acrylics. There we go. Up here I've got some boxes that have assorted my folk art books and that kind of stuff. My prompt sticks are there. I've got a frame with some of my ATCs, or I guess they're iCads in there. Some of my journaling by 5, and then I can display some of my either finished journals or journals that I'm working on. We'll come back to this cupboard. So again, we have more of my art in there, and a couple of these were paint sessions with my friend Yvonne, and some of them are from tutorials from Painting with Jane, this one and the other one that you saw. Watercolor, and kind of a bit of a mix with from my friend Yvonne and stuff. Now here's what I love. I have a window in my room. It faces the front. It's off the front of our house, and despite being in Victoria where quote unquote it doesn't snow, we are getting severe amounts of snow today and for the last week. So everything's very, very white. So we have kind of a glare. So I have a corner desk, which is working rather well. Again, it's something that I had purchased years ago. So I did not buy anything new for this space. So we have a corner desk, and you can see there's where I do my filming. The Silhouette Cameo can sit over here, and my laptop does as well. And more of my art, some of the iCads on the wall. I love having them up. I can look at them and be inspired, be reminded of techniques and the like. So on my desk, again, we have, you know, just ability to display some of my art. I love being able to see it and have that color in the room. All my mediums that I use, typically the heat tool, water bucket, color wheel, brushes, and, you know, assorted other things. Now this rolly cart, and it rolls like this. On the top, we can see in this thing from Michaels, carrier from Michaels, all my acrylic Liquitex Basics or acrylics likes that are in there. Then beside that I have all my Dylusions paints, nice and handy, with the swatches right here, handy. And then this little tray, I've got gelatos, I've got some of the small tubes of Liquitex Basics that I purchased before I just bought the big tubes. I wanted to see if I liked them, so I'm working on getting them done. And I have some gelatos there and some foam and that kind of stuff. In here, I have all my, well, not all, some of my stamps. Going down, we have a couple boxes of embellishments. There are more stamps down here. Embellishments, my Inktense blocks and pencils, my treasure chest of quotes, my coffee filters, which I like to use and clean up with unused paint. And this is kind of two-sided. So on the other side, I have things that I don't access so much. I have my P.H. Martin's swatched out, drywall tape, towels that I use in my craft room, extra brushes, my carving stuff, just things that I don't access regularly. And this just worked out perfectly well, that it fits right in this nook. So most of the time it just sits right there and I can access the colors that I need or whatever. Now down here, since this was a computer desk, you can see it has a built-in place for when you had a desktop and you had a tower. So in there are all my stencils and masks that are sorted in different ways, and I will show that in more detail. Now underneath the desk, there's another Michaels bag. And in here I have odds and ends that I use, that I'm using more frequently right now for my tidbits, my technique tags, mixed media technique tags, and my planner videos. So this is things that I'm using quite often there, and I just pull that on the top of the desk, and it can just be stored quite nicely underneath my desk. So also under my desk I have my easel, which there is no closet in this room. It is, you know, a flex room or den. So there's no closet, so no hidden storage space. So I put my easel underneath. Then I have kind of a magazine rack, and I've got some magazines in there that I can use for collaging and cutting out. And then I have a bit of a rolling cart here that I have. The top one has office supplies, scissors, glue, that kind of stuff. The next one is, I'll open this one, it's semi-organized. Has more of my stamps, basically my texture stamps, the ink and acrylic blocks are there. I need to do more organizing, and the bottom one has more office stuff. But if I need to, this can come out and I can put more stuff or some of the stuff on it, and it serves as another surface area for me. Here again, just repurposing. This is a magazine rack, wrought iron one that just didn't find a place in our home, and I have my quotes binder is in there. So it's easy and quick. I can access that, you know. So again, that's an idea of repurposing what you have. So on here, I do have some materials stashed behind my journals, but I have a place to display my art, and I'm loving that part of things. I purchase, and I will purchase at the dollar store, some of these little racks that help to display the art. So whether the journal is done or not, and I change those periodically. Now you'll note that on, sorry about that noise, I've also displayed some of my journals in front of some of my containers that hold all my materials. And again, I have these journals. I want to see them. I want to, when I see them, I'm happy. So I've done that. So there's a shot of the first shelf, and I have these, I believe they're Rubbermaid or Sterilite containers with lids, and they have a handle. They're too tall. They're great for taking with you on create dates, and love them. So there you can see that they have the handle, and they're two tiered. So I found that really quite helpful. Taking places. So in here I have basically any kind of substrate. So I've got my tags for my technique tag series. I've got iCads. I've got cut up ATCs at the ready. Down here I have assorted odds and ends, plastic bags and that kind of stuff, but I have also all my deli paper and tissue paper and stuff. So again, I can grab out these, and typically I don't keep this locked, so I can just grab the one. And then in here, I've got some little books, some more substrates, different things like that. And then I've got some of my watercolor pictures that I'm just storing in there. Way at the back, there's my jelly plates and my arc puncher. So moving down, I'm just going to move these in here. So right here I have some extra journals, my watercolor paints at the side here. My good quality watercolors are there. and some of the other watercolor supplies that I have, but all my mediums and glues are here. So I have, some in smaller containers at my desk, the ones that I use all the time, and then things like Crackle medium, my pouring medium, my spray adhesive, my Spectrafix, extra baby wipes, that's all here because I don't use that all the time. Then I have the one color medium that, I don't think there's room for it with all my other color mediums, and I don't use it as much. But I have it in this nice little tote, so I pull out all my sprays. So I have my homemade Wilton sprays, and you can check out the video on how I made those, and my Lindy's Starburst sprays. And then at the back you can see just I've stored some things that I don't use a whole lot. Now the bottom, I have a Cuttlebug, I've got my paper cutters, canvases, my texture plates that I created to use with my jelly plate, things that I don't access very frequently. So if I get into here, it's usually a big deal. So that's kind of the short and the long of that storage. It's not perfectly ideal, but I did not want open storage where I could see all the containers and everything I owned. I wanted it closed, and I'm making do with something that I purchased that was more inexpensive. So look at garage sales, check out when, businesses are going, when they're upgrading or whatever, you can get some great deals. It all doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. I do want to take, paint it and give a coat of paint to my filing cabinet over here. Not a fond of that blue, but, or that brown blue. It is on the main floor, and I don't want the door closed all the time, and I don't want it to be an eyesore. So there's still some empty wall space. I'm going to fill that all up. I will do some videos on individual ones or link to past videos where I have some storage solutions that I use so people can get some ideas. Maybe I'll inspire you to take a piece that you already have and say, hey, I bet I could use that for whatever. You don't need to spend a lot of money to have, I'd rather spend the money on the mediums and all the supplies, more stamps, more stencils, and the like. So for me, this works. It all fit. None of this stuff was purchased with this room in mind at all. So to be able to have it all fit in and have the room for it, fit the measurements of the room is nothing short of miraculous. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye. If there's a particular storage solution you would like more information on, please leave a comment below.